Storm Tracker 6. This is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Satellite and radar shows a couple of scattered rain showers and non-severe thunderstorms developing across mid-Michigan this evening. Because of the precipitation, temperatures have actually fallen quite a bit down in Hillsdale, currently at 64 degrees. We're at 74 here in the city of Lansing and 76 for our current temperature in both St. John's and Owasso. But take a look at just how warm our temperatures are off to our west. Low 80s already over in western portions of Wisconsin. That warmer air mass moving into our region by tomorrow, fueling our potential for a couple of strong to severe storms. We will be able to dry things out overnight tonight. Overnight lows falling down into the low 60s, so a warm start to the day tomorrow. We'll be talking about the potential for severe weather coming up in just a little bit. 6 News at 6 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 6.
Disturbing new details tonight about the death of a man in Eaton County. 4 suspects accused of torturing him for days. It's our top story at 6. Thank you for joining us. I'm Siobhan Klepfer.
And I'm Jorma Duran. 6 News was able to get court documents today that give us new details about a case where a man went missing for some 6 months before authorities found his body. Nick Simon has been investigating this story for us, and he's here now outside where it happened with the latest. And as a warning, some of what you're about to hear may be disturbing.
Deputies say that the site behind me was the scene of a horrific crime. The 4 people accused of murdering and torturing Brian Pennington told authorities that they wanted to deal out vigilante justice, but the details of the case go farther than that. 6 News obtains court documents that detail the case. In them, deputies claim that William Cheney and Lucas Forker were operating a car repair business out of 2 campers on this farmhouse near Vermontville. They also had an employee, Bradley Lance, who lives there from time to time. Investigators say, one day in November of last year, Brian Pennington came to check on some cars along with Jeanette Mello. But Mello pulled aside the workers and told them a story of continued abuse and over-medication at the hands of Pennington. She said she didn't want police involved, but she did want to get revenge. That's when Pennington was grabbed into one of the campers, and the torture began. The documents go on, stating that Pennington was beaten, made to kneel on rice, and was even shot in the foot over the course of 4 days, and that Mello urged the men on whenever there was a lull. Near the end of the ordeal, authorities say the group turned towards robbery as they tried to get Pennington to sign over the title to his camper and his truck. The documents also describe how they made Pennington call his dad to try and get help to sign the title of his truck over. And when that didn't happen, Lance shot Pennington in the head and dragged him to a swamp. Police found the body there 6 months later, and less than a month after that, made the arrests. Detectives say the accused cooperated during the investigation. Lance faces murder and torture charges, along with another charge for moving a dead body. The 3 accomplices also face torture charges. Reporting on the scene near Vermontville, Nick Simon, 6 News.
Thank you, Nick. A judge gave Lance a $250,000 bond. Forker received a $25,000 bond. Mello received a $100,000 bond, and these 3 suspects remain behind bars as of this afternoon. A judge gave Cheney a $50,000 bond, which has been posted, resulting in Cheney being released from jail. And we will bring you the latest details on this case as they come in, both here on air and online.
Deputies in Livingston County arrest a motorcycle rider after a high-speed chase this morning.
Yeah, it started in Brighton Township, where the sheriff's office says the rider was going 70 in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. Take a look.
On the road around Georgia Ray, like keeps cutting off. He's about to bail here in a second, I think.
The motorcycle was spotted by a deputy who tried to pull the rider over. Instead, he led authorities on a chase approaching 100 miles per hour. He drove into a local apartment complex and abandoned the motorcycle to run away. Deputies used evidence and help from witnesses to find the suspect. He's a 41-year-old man from Howell, and say they arrested him for fleeing and eluding police, as well as violating his parole.
Well, there's some good news for public health in Michigan tonight.
Yeah, health officials say the second case of measles recorded in Ingham County this year was not actually measles.
Yeah, the patient was exposed to the first patient diagnosed with measles, and it was initially reported the child got the disease despite having the first dose of the measles vaccine. However, after running more tests, health officials say the child did not actually have measles. The vaccine includes a weakened version of the virus that created a false positive on the test. Tonight, those officials emphasize, though, that vaccination is the most effective way to prevent measles, as well as other preventable diseases like polio.
General Motors is promising a new electric vehicle battery that it says will be cheaper and have more range.
And now that one of Lansing's assembly plants is converting to an EV facility, our Rachel Ramsey is here for you tonight with what this new technology could mean for the demand in the area. Rachel?
Siobhan, Jorma, it's called the LMR battery, short for lithium manganese rich. GM officials say there are no EVs with this type of battery on the roads right now because in the past there has been issues with battery life and voltage decay. But GM and its collaborator LG Energy Solutions say they have figured out the problems and are ready to move forward.
One way or another, they're going to be on the forefront of automotive technology.
Hoping to be the first on the market, General Motors and LG Energy Solutions say LMR batteries for trucks and SUVs would drastically increase vehicle range compared to other lithium-ion batteries.
And that technology is, they believe is a better choice.
GM says current EVs use batteries that are more expensive than the LMR battery. So the automaker says you'll be able to go further for less money. Officials say that in the near future, Lansing's 2 GM assembly plants plan to use LMR batteries.
Plan still is to convert them to some type of electric vehicle production and or hybrids, but either one would involve battery technology, and this new battery technology is what they want to go with.
When it comes to producing this new battery, President and CEO of the Lansing Economic Development Corporation, Carl Dorshemer, says it would be great for Lansing's economy if production happened in the city.
We'd love those batteries to be produced here in the Lansing area, but so far, no word from GM.
There is a battery plant currently under construction in Lansing that is owned by LG Energy Solutions after GM sold its stake in it, but Dorshemer doesn't believe that the LMR batteries will be made there.
Where they're going to produce those batteries and how they're going to get to Lansing has not been determined.
Whatever happens with production plans, it is confirmed that Lansing's GM Grand River assembly plant is turning to electric vehicle production, so cheaper, longer range cars are expected to be available in a few years. General Motors plans to begin commercial production of these batteries in the U.S. by 2028. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Rachel. A bill to regulate the labeling of laboratory-grown meat has cleared committee and passed the House with overwhelming support.
Under this bill, meat grown from cultured cells in a laboratory could not be sold using the word meat.
Additionally, this proposed law would require packaging for lab-grown meat to include some kind of description explaining that, such as cultured, lab-grown, or cultivated. Only a handful of companies are producing lab-grown meat for consumers.
Supporters of the industry say it is more humane, has the potential to be more efficient than raising animals for their meat, and reduces the risk of disease.
Opponents like State Representative Jerry Nayer, who sponsored this bill, call the product, quote, fake meat, and say people want meat that comes from living animals.
One of America's most high-profile civil rights leaders, Malcolm X, has strong ties to Greater Lansing. He lived in the capital city and in Mason, and even got married in Lansing City Hall. Well, this Monday, May 19th, marks what would have been his 100th birthday. To mark the milestone, 6 News put together a half-hour special, Malcolm in Mid-Michigan. We'll visit sites significant to his development, helping to shape the man he became. We'll also talk about why decades after his death, some people in those areas still are reluctant to remember his ties to them. Malcolm in Mid-Michigan airs Monday night at 7 right here on WLNS TV.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We have been treated to some very beautiful sunrises and sunsets over the past few days here in Mid-Michigan. You can see one of those sunsets in the background of this picture coming into us from Christine over in Ionia. Of course, the main focus, those gorgeous flowers at the front of that picture there. Of course, you can always share your pictures with us right here at 6 News. Have a chance to see it right here on 6 News at 6. To do so, it's very easy. Just go to WLNS.com/share and upload your picture and information right there. Now, satellite and radar shows a rather active weather weather scene playing out across mid-Michigan this evening. A couple of scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. One of these thunderstorms actually over in Jackson County on the stronger side of things. National Weather Service says it is below severe weather criteria, but still producing some 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts and some pea-size hail as well. So we need to be mindful of that as we go throughout the next few hours, and we hold on to the chance for precipitation this evening. The main focus going to be on the potential for severe weather across the area late tomorrow evening into very early Friday morning. Storm Prediction Center has areas west of US 127 in this level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk for strong to severe storms. To the east of that boundary, in all of these locations shaded in yellow, we have that level 2 out of 5 or slight risk in place. Main concern with any of the showers and thunderstorms that form across the area tomorrow going to be the potential for some large hail. We're talking about above an inch in diameter at that point in time. We also have the potential to see some strong damaging wind gusts, and we can't completely rule out a brief or isolated tornado to occur within those line of storms. Again, Precision Cast going to show the chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area this evening. We will be able to dry things out overnight tonight. Cloud cover decreases across the area, and that'll lead us to have a lot of sunshine in the forecast for most of our Thursday. Any sunshine that we see going to help to add fuel to the atmosphere for those showers and thunderstorms to tap into. Notice on Precision Cast right around 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, the line of showers and thunderstorms just now moving in off of Lake Michigan, making their way into our region right around 10 o'clock. Good news is showers and thunderstorms going to be incredibly quick moving. All of this activity racing off to our east by midnight or 1 o'clock early Friday morning. After we are done with the potential for severe weather, we have dry conditions in the forecast for our Friday, but it is going to be incredibly breezy with winds potentially gusting between 30 and 40 miles per hour. Outside right now, most locations still seeing dry conditions, the exception over in Hillsdale, where temperatures have actually fallen quite a bit, down to 64 degrees, 67 our current temperature in Adrian. Compare that to temperatures at 77 degrees in St. John's and 77 over in Mason as well. As we move throughout the overnight hours, temperatures falling down into the low 60s as cloud cover begins to decrease. During the day tomorrow, high temperatures will be topping out in the mid 80s with partly cloudy skies, so it is going to feel incredibly humid before the chance for those showers and thunderstorms arrives. Speaking of, we do have a weather aware day in place for tomorrow. Dry, comfortable, and sunny conditions returning to the forecast over the weekend with highs in the mid 60s. A few additional chances for precipitation in the middle of next week. Notice, however, we keep both weekends completely dry.
And that's what counts.
Oh, yes. Tomorrow, looking at that radar and seeing that dark red coming through for tomorrow night.
Yeah, and so since it is at night, we need to make sure that we have multiple ways to receive any severe weather alerts here.
Good advice. All right, Kendall, thank you.